Welcome to World Alert Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Breaking news. A dramatic escalation is unfolding in one of the world's most contested waters. Tensions flare as warships from multiple nations converge near the Second Thomas Shoal, a remote but strategically vital reef in the South China Sea. The date is August 23, 2025. The air is thick with tension as the world holds its breath. On the choppy waters, the mood is electric, every movement watched, every command critical. At the heart of this standoff lies the BRP Sierra Madre, a rusting World War II-era ship intentionally grounded by the Philippines decades ago. It now serves as a makeshift outpost, manned by a handful of Filipino Marines. This battered vessel, flying the Philippine flag, has become the unlikely epicenter of a global power struggle, symbolizing both defiance and vulnerability. Chinese Coast Guard vessels, imposing and unyielding, form a tight blockade around the shoal. Their mission to cut off Filipino resupply missions and assert Beijing's sweeping territorial claims. The tension is palpable as smaller Philippine boats attempt to break through, risking confrontation at every turn. Not far from the standoff, the USS John Finn, a formidable U.S. Navy destroyer, patrols the disputed waters. Its presence is a clear signal of American resolve and a warning that the United States is watching closely, ready to support its ally and uphold international norms. Around the world, news crews broadcast live images of the standoff. Billions watch as the drama unfolds, aware that the outcome could reshape the balance of power in Asia and beyond. This is far more than a local dispute over a patch of sea. It's a flashpoint in the intensifying rivalry between the United States and China, a contest for influence, resources, and the rules that will govern the 21st century. The Philippines, once considered a peripheral player, now finds itself at the very center of the Indo-Pacific chessboard. Its islands and shoals are the pivot point upon which regional security and global trade may turn. The stakes are enormous. The South China Sea is a vital artery for global commerce, with trillions of dollars in trade passing through each year. At issue are international law, freedom of navigation, and the stability of the global order. The world's major powers are watching and maneuvering. Every move in Manila sends ripples through the corridors of power in Washington and Beijing. Diplomats, military strategists, and world leaders anxiously monitor the situation, knowing that a single miscalculation could have far-reaching consequences. For the Philippines, this is a moment of both peril and opportunity. Its geography, once seen as a vulnerability, is now its greatest strength and its greatest risk. Leaders in Manila must navigate a new reality, balancing national pride, security, and the interests of powerful allies and rivals. The outcome of this standoff will not only shape the future of the region, but also the daily lives of 115 million Filipinos. From bustling cities to remote fishing villages, the nation watches anxiously, aware that their fate is tied to the waves beyond their shores. The world's eyes are now fixed on the Philippines, the unlikely center of a defining geopolitical saga. What happens here could echo across continents, shaping the course of history for years to come. The Philippines is a critical link in the world's economic chain, a nation whose geography has shaped its destiny for centuries. Every day, thousands of ships pass through its ports, carrying goods that fuel economies across continents. The Philippines is not just a stopover, it is a vital artery in the flow of global commerce. Its waters form a bridge between the South China Sea and the Pacific Ocean, two of the world's busiest and most strategic maritime highways. These routes are essential for the movement of everything from electronics to energy resources. The Luzon, Mindoro, and Balabac Straits are more than just narrow passages. They are key choke points that can determine the fate of global trade. In fact, 1/3 of all global shipping, over $5 trillion worth of goods, passes through these critical sea lanes every year. The sheer volume underscores the Philippines' pivotal role in international logistics. Any disruption here, whether from conflict or natural disaster, would send shockwaves through the global supply chain, causing delays, shortages, and economic turmoil far beyond Asia. Energy flows are just as vital. Most of the oil imports for China, Japan, and South Korea, the region's economic powerhouses, transit these waters. A single blockage could threaten energy security for millions. The Philippines stands guard over these lifelines, its Navy and Coast Guard working tirelessly to ensure safe passage for the world's ships. For U.S. allies and partners, keeping these lanes open is not just a priority, it's a matter of survival, prompting regular joint exercises and strategic cooperation. This makes the Philippines a global linchpin, not just a regional player. Its location gives it influence that reaches far beyond its shores. The nation's stability underpins the world economy, providing confidence to investors and businesses worldwide. Control over these waters means leverage over global trade and energy, a strategic advantage that shapes international relations and power dynamics. The archipelago is a prize of immense value in the contest for regional dominance, a crossroads where the future of commerce and security is decided. The U.S.-Philippines alliance stands as a cornerstone of America's Indo-Pacific strategy, anchoring stability and cooperation in a region marked by rapid change and growing competition. For decades, this partnership has been a symbol of shared values, mutual defense, and enduring friendship. The 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty binds both nations to defend each other in the face of external aggression, creating a security umbrella that has helped deter threats and maintain peace in Southeast Asia for over 70 years. Today, U.S. forces enjoy rotational access to key Philippine bases, allowing for rapid deployment and a robust regional presence. These joint exercises and deployments not only enhance military readiness, but also foster trust and interoperability between the two armed forces. Bases in the north are strategically positioned for potential Taiwan contingencies, while those facing the South China Sea play a crucial role in monitoring Chinese maritime activity and ensuring freedom of navigation in contested waters. Economically, the U.S. is not just a military ally, but also a major investor and trading partner, supporting Philippine industries, infrastructure, and job creation. American companies are deeply involved in the Philippine economy, from technology to agriculture. Over 4 million Filipino Americans form a vibrant bridge between the two nations, strengthening cultural, social, and political ties. Their contributions enrich American society and keep the connection between the Philippines and the U.S. alive across generations. The Philippines serves as the southern anchor of America's first island chain defense, a critical line of deterrence stretching across the Pacific. Its location is vital for projecting power and maintaining a balance in the region. If the U.S. were to lose influence here, it would not only weaken its credibility, but also risk shifting the balance of power in favor of rival states, with far-reaching consequences for regional security and global order. For Washington, the alliance is non-negotiable, a vital pillar of its broader strategy to maintain peace, deter aggression, and support democratic partners in Asia. The U.S. invests heavily in military aid, economic development, and humanitarian assistance to keep the Philippines close, ensuring that the alliance remains strong and mutually beneficial. This partnership is about more than just security. It's about shaping Asia's future together, fostering innovation, education, and prosperity for the next generation. The choices the Philippines makes will echo across the region, influencing the direction of ASEAN and the broader Indo-Pacific landscape. America's strategy depends on a strong, stable ally at the heart of the Pacific, one that stands ready to meet the challenges of a changing world side by side with the United States. China sees the Philippines as a gateway to the Pacific and a key to breaking U.S. containment. Gaining influence here would let China project naval power globally. Economically, China is now the Philippines' top trading partner. Through the Belt and Road Initiative, Beijing funds infrastructure, creating economic and political leverage. Many projects are near strategic ports and coasts. The South China Sea's resources, oil, gas, fish, are another driver. China's 9-dash line claim overlaps with the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Beijing uses both coercion and economic incentives to sway Manila. The goal make cooperation with China more attractive than confrontation. Winning over the Philippines would reshape Southeast Asia's security and economic landscape. For China, this is about regional dominance, not just one country. The Philippines' ties to the U.S. and China are shaped by centuries of history. U.S. colonization brought democracy, education, and English, forging deep institutional links. Would too cemented a narrative of shared sacrifice and alliance. With China, trade and migration go back over 1,000 years, creating a significant Filipino-Chinese community. Yet, China's recent territorial claims have fueled mistrust, clashing with ancient ties. The Philippines is caught between two powerful historical narratives, one allied, one assertive. Navigating these legacies is central to its diplomatic challenge today. The Philippines walks a diplomatic tightrope between the US and China. When China pushes too hard, Manila leans on its US alliance, calling for joint exercises and security guarantees. At the same time, it courts Chinese investment for infrastructure and development. This balancing act lets the Philippines extract benefits from both sides, but it's risky. A misstep could leave it isolated. Public opinion is divided, but skillful diplomacy turns the Philippines from a pawn into a player. By playing both sides, Manila asserts its independence and shapes its own destiny. The South China Sea is the main stage for US-China rivalry, with the Philippines at the center. China's 9-line claim clashes with the Philippines' internationally recognized maritime rights. The 2016 Hague ruling invalidated China's claim, but Beijing ignores it and continues its assertive actions. The US conducts freedom of navigation operations to challenge China and reassure allies. The Philippines faces daily standoffs with Chinese vessels, defending its sovereignty and resources. Its ability to stand firm depends on naval modernization, diplomacy, and US support. The outcome here will define Asia's future power dynamics. The Philippines is on the front line of a contest that shapes the region. The Philippines' global influence is powered by its people and economy. Over 10 million overseas Filipino workers send home billions, fueling the economy and linking the country to the world. The Filipino diaspora, especially in the US, strengthens political and cultural ties. China is now the top trading partner, but the US remains a key investor. The Philippines is a leader in business process outsourcing, embedding itself in global supply chains. This web of connections makes the country indispensable to both the US and China. Its globalized identity is a source of strength and leverage. The Philippines is a vital partner in the world's economic and political networks. The Philippines is no longer a pawn. It's a key player in the Indo-Pacific. Its choices will shape the regional balance of power for decades. Manila is charting its own path, refusing to be boxed in by either superpower. The country can grant or deny military access, influence ASEAN, and uphold international law. Both Washington and Beijing are vying for its favor, knowing its strategic weight. The Philippines' young, tech-savvy population and control over vital sea lanes amplify its influence. By managing its relationships wisely, the Philippines can secure its sovereignty and prosperity. The world is watching. Asia's future hinges on the choices made in Manila.